All right, now that you're comfortable and familiar with some of your Colorado's features, let's get to the important business of setting your clock and checking out the radio.
Your Colorado is equipped with one of a selection of deluxe audio systems that you can customize to sound just the way you like.
But before we get onto the sound, let's make sure that your clock is set.
The hour and minute controls are located just below the tuner display knob in the bottom left of your radio console.
To set the time, press and hold the H or HR button until the correct hour appears, and then hold the M or MN button until the right minute appears.
There is another way to set the time as well if you're in a radio data system or RDS broadcast area, and that's to simply hold in both the hour and the minute buttons simultaneously until a message appears on your visual display that says, "Time updated." RDS stations broadcast the time once every 30 seconds, so you may have to hold the buttons in for a few moments until the time signal is sent.
If you should happen to see a message that reads "not updated," that means that a station doesn't broadcast the time, or your area of the country isn't serviced by an RDS broadcast station, so you'll have to set the time manually.
Now that you know what time it is, let's talk about sound and the basic operation of your audio system.
Your new Colorado may have one of 3 audio systems installed, depending on your choice of options. The first is a stereo equipped with AM and FM capabilities.
The second is an AM/FM stereo with a single CD player able to play MP3s. And the third system is an AM/FM stereo with a 6-disc in-dash CD changer that is also able to play MP3s.
Because each of the 3 systems are similar in the way the radio and basic audio features work, we'll more or less cover them all at once.
To turn the radio on or off, push the large power knob on the left of the audio console. This knob is also your volume control.
To tune your radio to a specific station, you first need to select the right band. To change bands, simply press the band button next to the tune display knob. Each time you press this button, the band appears in the display, either FM1, FM2, AM, or the optional XM1 or XM2.
Once you've selected a band, the display shows your selection. Now you can tune to a specific station by turning the Tune knob, or you may choose to use the Seek feature. By pressing the right or left arrows, the radio seeks the next or the previous station and stays there. The radio only seeks to stations that are in the selected band and only to those with a strong signal.
To scan through the stations that have a strong signal, press and hold one of the Seek arrows for more than 2 seconds until Scan appears in the display. The radio then moves from station to station, playing each for a few seconds before moving on to the next. Press either Seek arrow again to stop the scanning.
Perhaps one of the most exciting features of your radio is that it comes complete with cutting-edge RDS, or Radio Data System technology. This system utilizes all of your radio's usual buttons, as well as 3 additional buttons that read Info, P-Type, or Seek Type, and TRAF for traffic.
Chevrolet's RDS-equipped radios use digital signals transmitted by FM broadcasters using the latest in signal technology to supply information directly to your radio's visual display, such as song titles, radio call letters, and automatic traffic bulletins.
RDS is one of those great Chevrolet features that's always on, but keep in mind that it's only functional when you're tuned into an FM radio station broadcasting in RDS, and not all FM stations are able to do that just yet. The simplest thing you can do to interact with your RDS, if you see Info show up on your stereo's display, is to press the Info button. The stereo's display will then show things such as the song title or station info.
And while RDS is incredible for those FM-enabled stations, AM stations just don't have the bandwidth needed to carry the extra digital signals. So when you're listening to an AM station, you'll never get RDS information supplied to your radio. The AM radio waves just can't do it.
But when you're listening to an RDS-equipped FM station, the added advantages are enormous.
RDS allows your radio to receive information concerning local and national emergencies, seek stations according to categories such as pop, jazz, and easy listening, as well as seek stations with traffic announcements.
One thing to be aware of if you activate the digital traffic announcement feature is that the radio station or CD that you're listening to will be interrupted by a radio station that is digitally broadcasting their traffic reports when the traffic report comes on the air.
Another available advanced radio option is XM radio. XM is digital radio, and that means both spectacular sound quality and the ability to receive text messages similar to those found in RDS from a selection of more than 100 coast-to-coast stations.
XM programming includes music, news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather where available, as well as children's programming. And because the signal comes from a satellite and is augmented by a ground-based repeater network instead of from old-fashioned radio towers, you can listen to the same satellite radio channel anywhere in the country, not just in your local area. XM uses the same category search functions as RDS and also shows an artist's name and song title on the radio display.
XM radio is a pay-for-use service, just like your cell phone or cable television. If your vehicle is equipped with the XM radio option, you can access it just like any other band on your radio. To order or activate XM service, tune to the XM preview station and follow the directions there, and then sit back and enjoy all of the incredible advantages that XM digital satellite radio has to offer.
Let's get back to some of your radio's other regular features. Did you know that your Colorado lets you preset up to 30 radio stations?
In fact, using the 6 numbered push buttons, you can set 6 in FM1, 6 in FM2, 6 AM, as well as 6 in XM1 and 6 in XM2 if you have the XM option. And doing this is pretty simple.
First, turn the radio on. Next, press the band to select FM1, FM2, AM, XM1, or XM2. Then tune into your desired station. Next, press Auto EQ to select one of the preset equalization levels.
The display will show the corresponding bass, mid-range, or treble level. As a hint, if a station's weak or noisy, you may want to decrease the treble.
To adjust the bass, mid-range, and treble to the middle position, push the audio knob. The radio will produce one beep and adjust the display level to the middle position.
To adjust all of the tone and speaker controls to the middle position, push and hold the audio knob when no tone or speaker control is displayed. Centered will appear on the display and you'll hear a beep.
Finally, press and hold one of the 6 numbered push buttons. The radio will produce a single beep, and that's it. Whenever you press that numbered push button again, the station you set returns along with the equalization that you selected.
To adjust the balance and fade levels on your Colorado, simply push and release the audio knob until either BAL or fade appears on the display. Then turn the knob to either increase or decrease your preferred levels.
Your new Colorado may also feature an auto volume audio system that automatically adjusts the sound level to make up for any outside road and wind noise. And you can set it to match your preferences so that as you drive, your radio volume either increases or decreases along with the level of the outside background noise so that your sound always remains crystal clear. The automatic volume system can be turned on and off. To find out more about this incredible feature, check out Section 3 of your owner's manual.
Now let's turn our attention towards how to operate your CD player. To play a CD in a basic unit, simply insert it, label side up, by gently placing the CD part way into the CD slot. The player itself will take the CD from you and pull it in. The eject button is located just below the CD slot on the right side of the unit. It's the button with the upward-facing triangle on it. And remember, your CD will stay in your radio until you eject it.
Now let's take a look at the 6-disc CD changer. If you have it, most of the functions are the same, but loading a CD into the unit is very different. For this unit, the Load Eject button is in the upper right-hand corner of the audio unit. You have to press the load side of the button to load CDs into the CD player. This CD player holds up to 6 CDs.
To insert just one CD, do the following. First, turn the ignition on. Next, press and release the load side of the Load CD button. Now wait for the light located to the right of the slot to turn green and the display to read Insert CD. Then load a CD.
Be sure to insert the CD only part way into the slot, label side up. The player will pull the CD in and the CD will begin to play automatically. When a CD is inserted, the CD symbol appears on the display.
To insert multiple CDs, first turn the ignition on. Next, press and hold the load side of the Load CD button for 2 seconds. When you hear a beep, the light located to the right of the slot will begin to flash. Once the light stops flashing and turns green, load a CD. Insert the CD partway into the slot, label side up. The player will pull the CD in.
Once the CD is loaded, the light will begin to flash again. Once the light stops flashing and turns green, you can load another CD. The CD player takes up to 6 CDs, so although you can load fewer than 6, don't try to load more. Once you're finished loading your CDs, press the load button again to cancel the loading function. The stereo will then begin to play the last CD loaded.
To eject a single CD, press and release the right side of the load button. To eject multiple CDs, press and hold this button for 2 seconds. You'll hear a beep, then the light flashes to let you know a CD is being ejected.
Then Remove CD will appear on the display. You can now remove the CD. If the CD is not removed after 25 seconds, the CD is automatically pulled back into the unit. Additionally, if you try to push a CD back in before the 25-second cycle has elapsed, the player will repeatedly try to eject the CD. The trick here is to wait for the cycle to complete and then reinsert the CD.
And while we're talking about CDs, your Colorado's audio system is designed to play premium quality store-bought CDs. So while your CD player can, for the most part, function with CDs that you've created and burned yourself, please keep in mind that these CDs may not perform as well as you'd like, as a result of the varying quality of individual CD burners and recordable discs.
So that covers some of the various audio functions available for your Colorado. But because there's a whole lot more to find out about, please remember to consult the section of your owner's manual titled The Instrument Panel for complete details on your vehicle's audio system.